Hey strong people, it's Beck here from StartingStrongman.com, and I'm finally wearing a different shirt. So today I want to cover a topic that has been brought up a lot. I've been doing all these videos. Thank you for watching them. Thank you for saying I am perfectly right, all my predictions are true, and thank you for saying I'm a complete moron. We have to have a mix, don't we? But one of the questions that I get when I'm bringing up who's competing, who I think is going to make it to the finals and why, and etc. is, where is any strongman, name one, that isn't there? People ask, why is Magnus Vernagnes still not competing? Anyway, so I made a list of names. I'm going to just kind of run them off and give what I think are why, and some of these are official. But let's just pretend that they're all unofficial. The same as I'm going to pretend that it's not 120 degrees in my garage right now. I really need to finish remodeling my office. It's hot. It's the first time I've worn a shirt today. So let's start off with who I think is the person who is most deservingly to be at World's Strongest Man, who isn't. Rano Hanla. And why? That's a tough one. I know he's competing in a couple weeks at Giants Live Wembley, and hopefully after that he qualifies for World's Strongest Man 2020 and gets back in the good graces of Giants Live. He has competed at World's Strongest Man in the past, and yeah, there's just no, I think that's just bad on Worlds for not inviting him, and him not going to an earlier qualifier. There's no real reason for it. There's some rumors of, past legal issues, but I don't think that's for me to say what's more than that. I honestly don't even like saying that. But why is he not competing? I don't know. But hopefully, he is going to do a qualifier this month, so hopefully he's back. Jerry Pritchett, he hasn't really done any of the Giants Lives events. It seems to me like he's more focusing on the Arnold series. Not to say that there isn't some athletes that qualified basically from their Arnold series performances, such as Novikov, but I think Pritchett has the unfortunate thing of being from the United States of America, where we have a ton of athletes and a ton going, so it's hard to just then give people qualifiers if they aren't due. I don't even know if he wants to go. Big Z, he's still recovering from injury. He has said on his Instagram that he maybe plans to compete next year if he's healthy. So I'd love to see him give it another shot. Belshak, pretty sure he was invited, but declined due to some injuries. Still think he's doing some of the Arnolds, but I think just not healthy enough to do multiple day Worlds events. Not really sure, but pretty sure he declined. He has a couple of injuries going on. Rongo Keane of New Zealand, Australia. I heard earlier that he was invited, but there's a lot of rumors and a lot of them end up being wrong, including what I say, even though they're from official sources. Wouldn't doubt if it was a visa issue, or they just decided based on the recent performances that Eddie Williams was a more qualified athlete this year. Graham Hicks, he declined invitation. I think he has a child due, and the multi-day shows are hard for someone like him who has a real job. Iron Bibby, from what I heard, declined invitation, even though he's doing Giants Live Wembley. From how I understand it, he just didn't feel ready for this type of show. Ken McClelland, Masters World's Strongest Man, just won it over for Ultimate Strongman as well. I think he is in Worlds in some capacity, whether he's a reserve or an alternate reserve or equipment tester. I know he pretty much said on his Facebook he's not available till the 19th, and he's going to be out of town, so you can put two and two together. Hopefully he gets a shot. I think it would be really cool if the World's Strongest Man Masters, meaning 40 plus, got a direct invite to Worlds every year, and I think it would make sense, and it just gives some of the older guys someone to root for. But yeah, he's just beat Mark Felix and a bunch of other really strong guys. I think just started later in life, but he's a hell of an athlete. Payman Manafort, visa issues. Iran is a no-fly list for coming into the United States. So there's pretty much no way to get an Iranian athlete over here to compete. And that's a problem that, you could say it's a good thing or problem. I'm not going to interject in there. We know what happened last time, but that's just what the issue is, and that's across sport. That has nothing to do with strongman, world's strongest man, etc. Johan Els was not given enough time to get a visa. It was held up for some reason. I don't know why. He had an issue with it, from South Africa, and he was replaced to compete, and that's unfortunate. Then it was Gerhard van Staten went, and he's from South Africa. He's not the replacement for Els. He's the replacement for Jimmy Paquet, or I'm saying it wrong again, Jimmy Paquet. I think that's how you say it. Eddie Hall, of course, retired, but people still ask about it. I would not be shocked if he competes in a single lift competition next year, something like the log lift world championships, though. Just a hunch. And who else is on here? Larry Wheels. Of course, people ask. I wouldn't have any problem with him being invited this year. I think he's, why not? I really think they would have if they weren't worried about the fan backlash due to his high publicity and not having, kind of going right to the Giants Live log lift championships. But he is doing the Wembley contest where he has a chance to qualify. So, he might go. Some other World's Strongest Man news on what's going on. Lawrence Chalet is doing daily vlogs, so definitely check out his channel if you are not already subscribed to Big Laws Strongman on YouTube. And he gave some official event information for the qualifiers. They're doing a monster truck pull, 2 monster trucks linked together. The yoke is going to be the farmer's walk. It's like about 350 pounds into about 1,000-pound yoke for about 20 feet, I think, and then followed by a 1,300-ish pound yoke for about 10 feet. So that really changes things. That really benefits some of the athletes that are used to carrying a heavier yoke, like Laws, and especially Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw is a monster at carrying heavy yoke, and that definitely makes me a lot more confident that he's going to win his group in Group 5. I know people didn't like my predictions on that, but I didn't know that information at that point. And he also, Groups 1 through 3 have a log press for reps, where Groups 4 and 5 have a circus dumbbell, and Brian's probably one of the best at circus dumbbell for reps. So I think he's pretty much a lock to get in Group 5 with those slight event changes. Not that he wasn't a lock before, just have to have some fun with it. Got to have an upset in there somewhere. I hope you understand. And what else is there? The last man standing stone is going to be a 400-pound stone for reps. Let me see if I can find this information real quick, but one of the Starting Strongman Facebook group members put up I guess he went and did some reconnaissance in the area where the events are going to be hosted. So it's pretty good information. Let's see, where's the day one? I almost got there. So yeah, Morris Derrick, so shout out to him. I'll probably post these screenshots or just a text in the community tab as a status on my YouTube, just for anyone that is going should know that. So he went down to where the venue is. Day one's going to be on Old Main Street, downtown Bradenton. Event location, according to police, Old Main Street will be closed between Manatee Avenue and 6th Avenue. This is one block and is directly in front of the historic courthouse. He says where to park. He says if you want free parking, you want to go a little north of the event at the pier early in the morning, or the 1st Avenue street parking. Double check the parking isn't 2 hours before you leave your car. Everything else is within walking distance. There's not going to be any bleachers or stadium seating. I was told by the organizers, bring your own food, drinks, seats. The weather doesn't look great this weekend, so I'd definitely bring an umbrella and some rain gear. Even though it's going to be hot, there's some thunderstorms. And he said for day 2, Kokwani Beach venue report, there's tons of parking here, but almost no restaurants within reasonable walking distance. People didn't really seem to have an idea. He said definitely, since there's not a lot of restaurants, bring coolers with a lot of water and food. It's going to be hot. and then there's one small cafe on the beach. Good luck with that. Days 3 to 4 at Manatee Public Beach, 5 words, all you can eat pancakes. This starts from 7:30 a.m. and runs until noon on Saturday and Sunday. Parking at Manatee Public Beach looks small compared to the other beach. Add this to the current rumor that World's Strongest Man will be taking place in the parking lot rather than on the beach. I want to stress that's a rumor, the bartender told me. I still think the event is going to be on the beach. This is him saying, I'm just reading some reports, and hopefully it helps some people. If parking proves to be too much to handle at Manatee Park, there's a free trolley northbound to Manatee Beach. So that's all it is. I'm about to die of sweat in here. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be doing all my updates. Might do my finals prediction beforehand, just because not sure how it's all going to work out with not knowing exactly who's going to go into the finals.